All right, here we go. So, 3 years later, after I built this forge, I'm finally gonna use it. I'm going to try and make a knife with this leaf spring, piece of a leaf spring. So, come along with me for my first attempt at this. See how it turns out. No. Let's do this. Oh, here we go. Giving it a whirl. So I'm just over here attempting this. This is my first time ever trying to make a knife, so bear with me. I have no idea what I'm doing. If there's anybody that, blacksmithers or knife makers that are watching this, cringing, give me some advice. That'd be awesome. You know? Let's continue hitting it up and smashing it with a hammer. So, yeah. What I do think I'm gonna do though is get a fire brick to place inside there, that my piece of steel is closer to the flame, and then make a L-shaped thing here that I can, from the bottom like that and the top like that, so I can slide a fire brick in there to close that off a little bit. And probably do the same thing here to close off that it's stay hotter in there. So what I was trying to do is smash it to the size I wanted, but I think that'll just take too long. It could probably be done, but I'm only doing it with a hammer, so I decided to cut it in half, and then I'll smash it a little bit thinner and make it more to the size I want that way. So that should work better for me, I think. Yeah, I'm just working on getting it flat so it's straight. Get nice and so I got it pretty straight, I think. Not bad. So that's that one. And I also just did this one. And also got it straight. And I got another one in there right now that I can probably finish off straightening it out. Okay, so I got everything straight. Just gonna let them cool off now. And then I think we can just basically get to grinding. And yeah. So far, it's turning out not bad. These two, I'm gonna make the same style of knife, just a little bit smaller. So yeah. Yeah, I decided to just cut the basic shape out of the steel instead of trying to hammer it, because I figured that would take just far too long. So yeah, I just cut it out, and now we'll let it cool down and start grinding. All right, so what I'm doing is just grinding this flat. I need to get it thinner because it's way too thick right now. So I'm getting it thinner to more of a better knife size. I should have smashed it thinner, I think. Oh well. I'm gonna grind both sides till it's nice and whatever with a grinder with a thick blade. Do both sides, and then I'll just do that. You don't want to see me grinding, so. Alright, so I got it down pretty good, I think, to a size that I want with the angle grinder. Now I'm going to take my sander here and just make it nice and flat, both sides, the edges. And yeah, I did a little bit here so you can see it. It needs quite a bit. So I'll just keep doing that until it's nice and flat. Alright, I got it all flat. It's flattened out on both sides. Now we're gonna find the center of that. I put just red marker. So we'll find the center so we can put our bevels in. And I'm thinking this here will be my handle, where my handle will go. And this will be where the bevel ends, kinda. I believe that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna get to finding that center. Alright, so I got both sides beveled with the grinder, this little grinder that I have. Now I'm just taking the file and making it nice and flat. And then I just about got her where we can take and harden it, quench it, heat temper, heat treat. There you go. Yeah, so this grinder I think is a little bit small. It does the job, but it takes quite a while, so. But I'm getting it. I'm gonna just file it flat, nice and flat, and then we will come back again. Okay, so I'm gonna try and heat treating that knife now. Hopefully it works for me. I got some used motor oil here. And I guess you want to heat it up a little bit first. So I'm just going to heat up like a piece of rebar or something. And then I'll heat up the oil, which I'm going to do outside here. And I think I'm going to bring that closer here maybe. I'll probably just heat up a piece of rebar to heat up the oil a little bit, and then we'll do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this ready, and I probably won't dip it in on camera just because, yeah. So let's just go and do this. So I just got it heating up here now. Just got that piece of rebar. I got my oil there. My knife is up there. So hopefully it works. And I guess I'll let you know. I guess if it doesn't work, you will never know. So, alright, so I got my knife in there. I got a magnetic over here. So, I guess you heat it until it's not magnetic and dip it in the oil. See what happens. So, it is non-magnetic. I'm going to keep it in there for a little bit and then dunk it in the oil. There we go. Dipped it in the oil. So hopefully it worked. And I think we'll take a file and see if the file skates over top of it now. If it digs in, and okay, I think just try again. But there it is. Alright, I think it worked. So I did here, and you could tell that it was that the file grabbed, and here it kind of just skates over top of it. See there, it grabs it, and here it just. So I think it worked. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now I guess we can finish this how we want to finish it. I want to get it to like a mirror finish just because, see if I can, and then we can work on the handle. So that'll be, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, you can tell from here is where it didn't go in the oil, because that's just that'll be in the handle, so I don't think it matters. But it grabs there, and here it kind of just skates over, I think. You can tell that it's grabbing a little more than there. I just realized I actually told you wrong. I said finishing it, but we got to put it in the oven first at, I believe, 400 degrees for an hour. Take it out, let it cool down, and then do it again for another hour to soften it up a little bit again. So I guess that would be our next step. So we'll do that. All right, so just finished its second temper cycle, and everything stayed nice and straight. So we'll let that cool off and then we can start sanding. All right, so I've gotten it up to 400 grit, and I'm gonna keep going until I get to 25. It's not necessary. You can go to whatever you want. Some people would probably stop at 4, maybe 600, but just because I want it to be real shiny, I'm gonna go to 25. But I'm just gonna keep going. I haven't do the other side yet, but I've got this side done, and I'm just gonna keep going, and then I'll show you when I'm done. All right, so I got it polished or sanded. I'm gonna polish it yet. I might have to sand it a little bit more because you can see marks in there. This side is better, still not great, but I'm gonna start working on the handle here. So I'm gonna use this piece of walnut. Got it marked out already, so that's where it'll kind of go. Something like that. So yeah, okay, so I got that on there. We just have to shape it a little bit, and yeah. All right, so I got it polished or sanded down to pretty good. I got the handle kind of carved or in the shape I want. I just need to sand it a little bit more. But I think what I can do is glue it on now. I'm gonna put some tape around this part here so I don't get any glue on here, or epoxy. And I'm going to put some shavings in the glue to hopefully cover these gaps here, and hopefully that'll blend it in pretty good. So yeah, let's see what happens. So I taped it up and just put a cloth on there, and then I just took and scuffed this up a little bit for the epoxy to grab, and I also put little notches in there for it to grab on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up my epoxy and put it in there, and then we'll shove that in there. And yeah, well, sometimes things are very discouraging. So I had my knife all polished up to a nice mirror finish. I was working on the handle, and I thought it was turning out pretty good. Portion of my knife where I had it taped off with just painter's tape still looks okay, just needs a little polish. But I ran out of tape, so then I just wrapped the rest of it with a cloth. And what exactly happened, I don't know. But I was all excited about my handle, and I take the cloth off. I think I'm almost done. And I take the cloth off, and that happened. So you can see how I did have it polished. You can see the reflection in it. And man, this has happened a couple times on this freaking project now. It's very discouraging. But nothing we can do, so we'll just sand her down again, I guess. Frick's sakes. Anyways, I guess I've kind of got carried away. I think I showed a little bit of it, but that's the handle so far. I put little pins in there. Just I put epoxy in there, plus I put those pins in just to make sure that that handle ain't gonna come off of there. So I guess now back to sanding. All right, there we go. I got it back on track. Handle's done. Sanded it to 1500. Got a pretty good mirror finish. I'm going to polish it a little bit yet. But I'm going to put some oil or whatever on the handle, sharpen it, and then we're done. So I'm going to go do the handle, put some oil stuff that I have on there. There we go. I just put mineral oil on there just to protect the handle a little bit. So now I want to put my logo on there too by etching it. So I don't know if I'll probably do that before I sharpen it. So I'll see if I can figure out how to do that. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to put my logo on here, which is making me a little nervous. I got this cut out on my Cricut. I'm going to put it somewhere. Thinking maybe I was going to do it in here, but I couldn't get it that small. It would work, but I think I'll just do it here. Do it like that. I'm a little nervous to do it because, well, yeah, it doesn't work, then the whole thing is screwed. I don't think I'm going to do it too deep, so I'm just going to put this on here and then come back. Okay, so I did decide to put it here. It will work. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll let you know how it goes. All right, there, I etched that into there. Turned out pretty good, I think. Could be a little bit better, but I'm quite okay with it. For my first time, I think it's awesome. So what you do is like, I just made myself a stencil. I have a Cricut machine. I made myself a stencil. Here's kind of what it is, but without the B. And I put the stencil on there, and then you take and put the, I used a 12 volt power, it's the computer power supply. The positive end clips onto here. I just put it on there and then clipped it on there with this clip. And then the negative end you take and put I just had a Q-tip. You put it in salt water and then put it on the clip like that, and then just rub it around in your stencil, and it'll come out like that. I did practice on a different piece of steel a few times first, and I got it, and I'm very happy that it came out, because if it wouldn't have, kind of be screwed. Anyways, all I have to do yet is sharpen it, which I don't think I'm going to do in this video. I don't think I'm going to sharpen it in the video, but it's the first knife I ever built, made, forged, and I'm quite happy with how it came out. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Hopefully maybe you learned a little bit, learned with me. Well, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.